Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. It's almost the end of July. I don't even know. It's literally the last week of July. At work, when I'm scheduling appointments, like for the following week, I was so confused because it was saying August. I'm like, August? Like, what the hell? Like, where has this year went? I'm doing a lot better. I feel like I uploaded a couple videos where I was kind of sad, crying. I feel in a lot better place mentally. My eyebrows look kind of good. Sorry. I'm wearing my glasses because I take my babies in the morning. So yeah. I feel like I'm in a better place mentally. So let's see. Let's update you guys. So I've been going to therapy. I'm learning a lot about myself. Even though I thought I was so perfect, and who needs therapy? Not me. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. It's everybody else around me. False. That's not true at all. My lipstick's all messed up, by the way. Like, I just kind of put it on a little bit, and yeah, I'm missing lip liner over here. But yeah, I'm learning a lot about myself, about my upbringing and the way that I am. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples, not justifying my behavior, but better understanding my behavior where I can grow and change from it. Because I never thought that I was toxic. I always thought everybody around me is so crazy. Like, well, why can't they just do things my way? Like, life would be so much easier. Like, you guys are complicating things. But so far in therapy, I think I may have discussed it before, maybe not, how I learned that I have an anxious attachment style. And what else did she say? She said something else. Oh, I have an abandonment wound. So, not to diss my parents in any way, because I'm not like holding a grudge or anything. I feel like they did the best that they could for what they had. You know what I mean? My parents were like the cool parents, the party parents. Like, I always thought that my parents were so young, so cool, and everything like that. Little did I know that their behavior was leaving me feeling alone. And I guess I learned to I basically picked up bad habits along the way over the years. I was always left with my siblings to babysit or like to watch them. I don't know. I haven't had this conversation with my mom lately. Sorry. I feel like my nose is stuffy, like in the back, and I can't breathe. I've had this conversation with my mom like maybe years ago, but she was not in a good place herself, where she was very reactive. So she would say like, you didn't watch your siblings any more than any other sibling, but it's because she was also raising her siblings. You know what I mean? So I was left with my siblings a lot. I felt like I didn't have I wasn't allowed to go anywhere with my friends or do anything. I don't know. So basically, when I'm telling the therapist all of this stuff and I'm saying like, I don't want to repeat, what I went through. I wasn't very trusting. I didn't feel like I could go to my mom to talk to her when I was going through things, when I was being bullied or anything. Like, I felt very embarrassed to talk to her. I don't feel like she was there to meet my emotional needs. So like, I didn't feel like very trusting that I can go to her with my feelings, And so, yeah, when the therapist is like hearing everything that I'm saying, like she's explaining, that it sounds like I have an anxious attachment style, like with my relationships. I have an abandonment wound. And so because of all that, because I was left to like raise my siblings, kind of deal with my feelings on my own, I've become very controlling, and I want to control everything because I was in control of the kids, like I had basically I don't know how she explained it, but I know what she meant. Like, I learned to be very controlling so things can go like my way. I've been very controlling in the aspect where it's like, if you're not like, to basically keep people in my life as well. She said like, sometimes I create chaos when there shouldn't be any chaos to get attention, instead of saying like, hey, I'm not feeling loved, I'm not feeling needed, that I'll find things to complain about and create chaos in order to get that attention. And which is true, because I've been told that you're so miserable, all you do is complain. And I'm like, I'm not miserable. Like, if you would just do X, Y, and Z, like, there would be no reason to complain. It's common sense. I am very controlling to the point where it's like, my husband cannot even parent my girls on his own. Like, when he would pick them up and stuff, and I would still be at work, I would call him, hey, how are the girls? Okay, make sure you do X, Y, and Z. Like, I wouldn't just let him parent. Like, he's never called me and said, hey, like, make sure the girls are in this outfit, make sure they're not doing X, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm not trusting of other people's ways. So everything that she was saying makes sense, because I do complain a lot. I do. She said, like, and I guess it's subconscious, you know? I was giving examples of just even with alcohol, for instance. Like, say somebody, like, because alcoholism runs in my family, I made it a point, like, that, you know, I'm not really a big fan of, like, partying. Like, I used to be okay with, like, social drinking, you know? But I started getting really resentful towards people around me who drink, even if they're not doing anything wrong. Like, if they're just having a beer or two and they're not getting, like, shit-faced and they're not being, like, aggressive or anything, if they're just having a good time, I found myself getting very, like, my attitude changing towards them, just kind of being like, you know, setting the tone and the mood. And then all of a sudden, yeah, now there is a problem, but there was no problem to begin with. I created the issue that wasn't even there. They were having a good time, but here I am using everything that I've been through as a way to, like, I don't know, it just all comes together. It all comes together. Like, your childhood trauma really does shape you. And, like, my whole life, I'm like, oh, I was fine. I grew up fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? Everything's wrong with everybody else. Like, I don't know. So now that I know, you know, now, obviously speaking to a therapist, like, you just fucking cry. Like, you just start talking and then you start remembering things that you didn't even, like, remember. And it's nice to have, like, an understanding and to see the role that you play in your life when it's not really going that well. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I'm in therapy because my life is not going well right now. But that's not the only time you need therapy. I feel like everybody needs therapy because there's things that you go through every day that you shouldn't carry, and it's not fair to throw that on somebody else, you know? Like, yeah, it's good to have a good support system, but your support system can't always just be there, you know, for you to trauma dump on them. But anyways, so obviously if you can afford it, or if your insurance covers it, I feel like now there's a big push for mental health, and a lot of insurances do cover it. So if you're fortunate enough to have an insurance that covers it, mine does, take total advantage. I know my sister, she says, that Starbucks, like, if you get a job at Starbucks, they'll cover like 20 sessions or 26 sessions, something like that, like a lot of sessions, you know? So yeah, I definitely recommend. I still have a lot of healing to go, a lot of growing to do, and I'm ready. It hurts, it's challenging, but I definitely think it's for the better, because it's like, obviously I'm gonna keep running into the same issues over and over and over again if I don't change. And like I said, I was never aware that there was anything in me that needed to change. It was like, no, it's them, it's their behavior, it's what they're doing, it's not me. But now I see the role that I play. I see exactly what I'm doing, like complaining, bitching, like being controlling, all of that stuff that, like, you know what I mean? Like, as women, I feel like we take on, and that's another thing, is that, like, we take on so much, we have so much on our plate already. And all of these, like, toxic traits, I mean, they may be good to a certain extent, but in my current situation, over the years, they haven't been good. Unless you're with somebody who is, like, healthy, you know what I mean? But maybe you can heal and whatever, it wouldn't be as bad. But when you're with somebody who also has childhood trauma, you have childhood trauma, you can clash, and, like, it can be very, very bad and toxic. So I don't know, it's very nice, you know, that mental health is, like, being pushed really, really big, especially since COVID, quarantine, all of that shit happened. Like, people are struggling out here. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a much better place, and I'm excited, you know, for what the future holds and for the growth and stuff, because I am not trying to repeat or put any trauma onto my daughters. Like, I have 2 little girls, and I don't know, like, I was driving to church a couple weeks back with them, and I was just like, wow, like, these little humans, they're my humans, and like, they're depending on me to, like, you know, keep them safe and like keep them protected and get them to church safely. And I'm just like, sometimes I can't even believe that, like, I'm a mom. But another thing, because I was left to like babysit and kind of raise my siblings, or whatever, like, I say raise, you know what I mean, while my parents were having their dates and going out every weekend and doing whatever they were doing. Again, I'm not resentful towards them. We have a good relationship. But she said it left me, like, basically, like, there was like a part of my childhood that was like robbed. Not saying that I wasn't taken care of, because like I said, like, my parents did spoil me and take care of me in other ways, but that quality one-on-one time, like, I don't know, that like I want to give to my girls. Like, so like, I know better now, you know what I mean? Like, a kid should be a kid. A kid shouldn't be, you know, at home Friday, Saturday, Sunday with their siblings, literally being like everything. I don't know. I because I know, again, like, because I'm speaking about it to the therapist, because again, I forgot a lot of the stuff. I forgot a lot. I don't know if it was on purpose, because I remember a lot of things. Like, I remember people's birthdays, what people said, like, I remember so much stuff all the way back to like 4th, 5th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade. Like, I remember a lot of stuff, but as far as like my childhood goes, like home life, I forget a lot of stuff. So yeah, like I said, like, talking about it just makes me very aware of like what not to repeat. I feel like you're only as good as your tools and your resources and what you're aware of. And clearly, before coming to therapy, like I said, I didn't think that I had any issues. Like, I was so perfect, but I'm not, clearly. So now I can see the role that I play in the relationships that I have. That way I can grow and be better. You do better when you know better. I know this is kind of lengthy. I got my Lee's coffee right here. I also, I have a lot of bags and stuff. I buy like used bags like on eBay, or I follow different pages, and I want to show like my purse collection because I haven't shown it. I did do an unboxing here on my channel for this little guy, and I use it. I love this thing, because all I carry is a debit card and ID, and like usually I'll just like slide it in here, even though it's not a wallet, it's a key holder. But recently I got this used, vintage, obviously, like from 98 or something, little backpack, and the seller was selling it for really inexpensive. Usually people will sell this up to $1,100, and the seller was selling it for like half of that price, just because their dog bit this little thing right here. I'm like, I'm gonna buy that right up, because what you can do is you can get all of this leather replaced at Louis Vuitton, if I ever wanted to, for about like $700. So it's like, pay $1,100 for a vintage one that has all this minus the dog bites, or buy it for the $500. And if I ever wanted to in the future, just replace all the leather, and like they put like brand new leather where the bag will look brand new, because nothing is wrong with the canvas. That's the only thing. I know this is totally random. If you do buy anything used, which I wish I would have known a long time ago, don't buy anything that's like, don't buy anything if the canvas is damaged, because there's nothing that they can do about that. I wish I would have known that, because I did buy a duffel bag last year, and there is a hole in the canvas. It's really minor, so it hasn't like bothered me or anything like that, but I wish I would have known that back then, because the price that I paid for it, I thought I was getting a great deal, because it was like in perfect condition otherwise. But when the canvas is damaged, it's like the bag is pretty much like damaged, because Louis Vuitton will only replace leather. They will not, there's nothing they can do with the canvas. So that's just a little FYI. So yeah, if you guys want to see my purse collection, let me know. I may do it anyways. Also, I do post on TikTok like my little outfits every day, or like little reviews, or whatever the case is. Maybe I'll do like full-length reviews here on my channel, because I notice I come to YouTube a lot. Sometimes I'll go to TikTok just real quick if I'm in a rush, but I like to watch like full-length reviews on like items. Like I just ordered a bunch of bras from the company Parade, and I did a little video on TikTok, but I may do like a full-length review about it here. I don't know. I want to be more active on here. So last week I took the week off, so that's why like I kind of been a little MIA. I work from home on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Today's Thursday. And usually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I take my girls, like, I don't know, whatever. So I have more time. So maybe my recording days will be like Wednesday or Thursday mornings, and then I can upload weekly. I don't know. I needed to have my sister teach me how to like edit the video. She told me what software she uses, but like she makes her videos super cute. But yeah, have a good day. I'm like rambling now. Bye.